This is my first time playing Project Zomboid. I had been searching for new survival games, but I couldn't find anything to scratch that itch. That's when I discovered Project Zomboid. I had seen it in multiple videos and people described it as one of the hardest survival games because 90% of new players die within the first 5 to 10 minutes of their first playthrough. Really? So I set a goal to survive a full day without any injuries or moodle. And because I saw so many 100 days videos on Project Zomboid, I wanted to test out how hard it actually was. So naturally, I started up my first game. And I found out that you can't punch zombies in the game. And using the spacebar does this weird pushy thing and not jump. Oh. Okay. Yeah. I should have played the tutorial. There was so much stuff to look out for. Bruh. And this game is super complicated and deep. I actually didn't expect it to be so realistic. Wait, if we have the antidote, why didn't we give it to the zombies? Oh, shit. Fuck. And now that I understood the basics of the game, I had a better chance of survival. So I hopped into another game. Naturally, my first instinct was to go out and kill some zombies. But I would later realize that it's not just click and kill. I found some low tier gear and a leather jacket that made me feel, oh yeah, I'll fuck you up. I'll fuck you up. I'll fuck you up. And now that I was ready to explore the game, I went roaming. And after just 10 minutes of walking around the block, I had a small crowd behind me. Hey yo, she gave me a love bite! Yeah, this game is not as easy as it looks. So I tried again and spawned in different towns, looted different houses, started doing different things. But only one thing was constant. I am clearly very bad at this game and I need some major help. And what's the best place for help for noobs like me to learn? YouTube! I spent the whole day watching Project Zomboid guides and burning them into my brain. So again, with my newfound knowledge, I hopped into a game and tried to do the things I learned. This time I was more sneaky, more aware and more careful. And I still somehow died. But I wasn't gonna give up that easily. So I made more characters. I played as Jesus Light, Rick Grimes, and Scrubby Dub Dub. I learned new things with each character. Jesus Light taught me not to drop my guard when looting uncleared houses. And that Jesus is real, bro, look at my character. Somehow I got a laceration on my head and putting on the bandage made this a really accurate cosplay. Aside from the bloody baseball bat in my hand. I also learned not to fight big crowds at once. Rick Grimes taught me not to look for shelter in motels because they are filled to the brim with zombies. And also, do not leave your safe place without at least one working weapon. All I could do was run from zombies. And in search of a weapon, I ran into a police station without a weapon. Scrubby Dub Dub was my best run yet. This time I made sure not to run out instantly and stock up on loot. I looted as much as I could and tried to keep the zombie contact to a minimum. I made little to no sounds as not to attract any hordes and made sure to have a heavy weapon before I went scavenging for more. But this is where I made a mistake. I got too greedy. I was getting so much stuff and was breezing through the day. So I thought I could go loot a big building. And so I went to the nearby school and in my greed, I completely ignored the piles of zombies at the door, which ultimately led to my demise. What I learned is to know when to stop looting and go to bed and never fight multiple zombies inside a building. However, I was starting to question if it was possible for me to do this challenge. I had watched so many videos on YouTube and I was still dying again and again and again. But this time was different. I was surviving for longer with every new run. And I had built up multiple new skills and was learning from my mistakes. Their deaths were not in vain. With my newfound fire, I played another run as Brad Slackshaw, the Lumberjack. I woke up in a busy neighborhood and straight away started stocking up on stuff and made sure to minimize any noise. I thoroughly looted the house I spawned in, but I still wasn't confident in my weapon. I quietly made my way to the garage, but there was no way to get in without breaking the window. So I just moved on to the neighbor's house, and luckily I found a really nice weapon, a hand axe, and also picked up a metal bar as a backup weapon. Now that I was confident enough to take on zombies, I went exploring. I killed as many zombies as I could before going in and looting houses, because they tend to break windows very quick and attract a lot of unwanted attention. I'm still not the best at this game and tend to get a bit too close to zombies. After killing them all, I hit a jackpot in the nearby garage. A two-handed axe, a fitting weapon for a lumberjack. This garage was full of so many useful items, so I picked up as many things as I could. I carefully cleared the house, then went on a killing spree on the streets. When a yellow van caught my attention, I wanted to take a closer look, but it looked like the van was being guarded by its previous owners. I gave them a greeting with my axe and went on to inspect the van. Everything looked like it was in almost perfect condition. I was hyped, thinking I finally found a car that can drive me around. So I went into the house to search for the keys and looked through every single room. With precaution, leaving nothing unchecked, I was still unable to find the keys. However, killing almost every zombie in the vicinity made it easier to make a large sound without any worries. I smashed the right window and got in, but couldn't figure out how to start the car. I tried pressing multiple buttons on my keyboard, but it just wouldn't start. So I gave up and went into the house to wash away all the sweat and blood that had accumulated on me and my clothes. I wanted to go to a nearby police station, but it was starting to get late, and this weird noodle popped up and just wouldn't go away. It didn't feel too safe in my current house right in the middle of the street. So I went to clear a house at the very edge of town, but this place was full of desperate and hungry zombies. One by one, I gave them a lick of my axe, and their friends saw this and came to get a nibble. Now, tired, bloody, panicked and thirsty, I desperately tried to get into the house, but all the windows seemed to be locked. This house looked appealing, so I broke the window and closed the curtain behind me. I was still very tired, but I couldn't go to sleep without fully clearing the house. And if you don't want to become human noodles for zombies while you're sleeping, I suggest you clear your houses when you enter at night. With my drowsiness increasing and my physical abilities taking a hit, I decided to go to sleep. And finally, after playing so many games, I had survived a full 24 hours in Project Zomboid. It felt so surreal, so I just went to the backyard and took it all in. If you want to see me try to survive a week with this character, please let me know in the comments and consider subscribing. Dino out.